Hi guys, Scott Speed here, welcoming you to the Volkswagen Beetle GRC car here in iRacing. It is so fun. Wanted to give you guys some pointers around the track here. This is the actual track that we drove in Daytona. It looks unbelievable. When you see the footage from the onboard of the actual track, it's crazy how similar they got it. Give you some tips on the car. First thing you're gonna notice is this thing is a 2-liter turbo engine that has over 600 horsepower. And it is geared for acceleration. So you're gonna go through the gearbox very quickly. That's the first thing you know. As soon as you leave the pits, you're gonna be like, wow. You're just gonna have to upshift gears very rapidly. And then you're gonna get on the brakes for the first time and you're gonna notice this big momentum shift. The car is gonna lean over, it's gonna have a ton of weight transfer, and that's because we run really soft springs in this thing to get the traction that you're gonna need in the dirt. Once you get through the first corner, you're probably going to realize that as soon as you touch the throttle, it doesn't really want to turn anymore. You've got to be aware that four-wheel drive likes to stop very quickly and it likes to go very quickly. It doesn't like the corner so much. So the first corner, you definitely want to wait until you're kind of straight to get on the gas, and that'll bring you up to the really fun section. And you get to experience dirt in a four-wheel drive rally car for the first time, and it's incredible. The thing you're going to notice is that the car wants to just continue going in whatever direction it started in. So when you approach these corners, you're really going to have to turn quite before the corner, very early, and the car is going to develop this momentum to it. It's still very important to hit the apex and to be very tidy and clean, but you're going to have to do that with the momentum of the car. And then you got this nice jump that is really fun. One thing to keep in mind when you're in the air is if you hit the brakes, the front end will come down. If you hit the gas, the front end will come up a little bit. So you got to control, kind of like an airplane, the pitch of the car in the air so you're kind of flying straight. And as soon as you land here, you're going to want to start heading left. You're going to give it a big input and start it sliding to the left. And you're just going to be constantly trying to slow this thing down to make this corner, because it's very, very slippery and it's a very tight corner. And the preferred line, believe it or not, is still going to be right here at the apex. Once you get out of here, the next couple corners are relatively simple, typical tarmac corners. Not a lot to these stuff. This is all flat out. And yeah, let's see what a full lap looks like.
Good Monday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Series, presented by No Brakes TV. Tonight we are at USA International Speedway on the dirt. We have Pro Late models. They are the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late models and the Refuge Call Company Midgets. They are up to bat tonight. Hot laps underway right now. I'd like to thank some sponsors: Understeer Motorsports, Finish First Designs, and Midwest Racing Development. Also, do us a favor, go to patreon.com/NoBrakesTV. Check that out for us. Looks like we got a couple good fields of cars here. Legend cars, nobody showed up, so looks like midgets and pro lates, and that's it. Looks like 10 cars, I believe, 8 or 10 cars for the late models. Looks like 5 cars for the midgets, so should be some good racing. Track's coming in really good. Watched them break the track in here a few minutes ago and get racing underway shortly here with the heat races coming up. Go through our lineups here real quick for tonight, what we have so far for heat races. This is New Era Bash race number 5. For the Refuge Call Company Midgets, we have Michael Haman from Ironton, Iowa, starting on the pole. Chad Hanna from Lisbon, North Dakota, starting outside pole. Jeremy Rucker starting third from Wichita, Kansas. Richard Murtaugh in the 10 from Fulton, New York, starting fourth. And on screen, you will see Colton Snyder. That is actually Luke Repsick in the 30 car. So Luke Repsick rounding out the field for the Refuge Call Company Midgets for the heat race. Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models. Heat race number 1, Trevor Bakler from Kabul, Missouri, on the pole in the 24. Torrin Shirts, Eldon, Missouri, 33. Outside pole, Derek Fedkenhauer, Livermore, Iowa. Third, Dylan Petty from Midlothian, Texas, rounds out the field for heat race number 1. Heat race number 2, you got Craig Gullickson on the pole in the 07, Hammond, Wisconsin. Dylan Thomas in the 11, outside pole from Denton, Texas. Corey Whitworth, third from Durant, Oklahoma. And Kyle Vohringer rounds out heat number 2 from Maquoketa, Iowa. That is your Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Model Heat Race lineups. Hot laps just about finished here. Looks like midgets were just called to the grid for their heat race, so they'll be rolling out shortly. This track is an interesting layout. USA Speedway was a track in Lakeland, Florida that shut down. It's 3/4 of a mile track. It shut down in 2004, I believe. And iRacing scanned it right before it closed down. So they got it in here, and now they converted it to dirt. And it's one of the better tracks for iRacing in dirt, in my opinion. It's just really, really racy and long straightaways with sweeping corners. So see how it pans out here tonight. Looks like the midgets are rolling. Getting ready to go grid right now, so we'll be underway here for the heat race. 8 laps this heat race for the midgets. Richard Murtaugh had quick time in hot laps practice. 22.214. Michael Haman, 22.427. Jeremy Rucker, 22.613. Luke Repsick, 23.265. And Chad Hanna at a 23.383. Going green this time by, coming out of turn 4 for this heat race for the Refuge Call Company Midgets. Green flag's out. Haman and Hanna side by side down into turn 1. Haman slides up, clears Hanna. Now they're 3 wide. Here comes Murtaugh, and the 12 of Jeremy Rucker. Just Murtaugh was on the inside, Rucker in the middle, and they just ran out of room. Haman and Rucker went for a wild ride. Haman and Hannah on the front row coming back to restart the race here. Green flag's out. Haman on the inside, Hannah on the outside. Right behind them, you got Murtaugh. Murtaugh looking low, clears both of them. Here comes Rucker along with him. Murtaugh out front now. Haman still hanging tight right there with Murtaugh. Murtaugh now out to about a 5-car length lead. Looks like connection issues for Luke Repsick. He pulled in to see if he can get his connection fixed. Murtaugh out front. Haman second. Rucker third. Hannah rounded out the field. Crazy to watch these cars go around here. You can see every little bump in the track with these cars because they're so small. You watch down the front stretch and the car's just basically bouncing all the way down. Murtaugh still out front by about 5 car lengths now. About 10 cars back from Haman back to Rucker. 2 laps to go this time by in this 8-lap heat race for the Refuge Call Company Midgets. Murtaugh out front in his own zip code. Takes a checker flag in this heat race as Haman hits the inside wall coming out of turn 4. Will wreck. Heat race 1 for the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models rolling out right now. Trevor Baker on the pole. Torn Shirt second. Looks like Derek Fedkenauer third. Dylan Petty fourth. and Bob Gullickson rounding out this heat race 1 field. Green flag's out. Fedkenauer and Petty made contact in 3rd and 4th. Field getting lined back up. Going green next time by. Trevor Baker on the pole. Torrin Shirt 2nd. Derek Fedkenauer 3rd. Dylan Petty 4th. And Bob Gullickson 5th. Green flag's back out in this heat race. Shirts with the advantage into turn 1. Now Petty and Baker battling for 2nd. Baker clears him. Tucks up in line. Petty right there on his tail. Petty having a hard go here. He's hit the wall about every straightaway. Now it looks like Fedkenauer, Gullickson, and Petty all made contact. Everybody continues on. Out in his own zip code out front, Torrin Shirts. Trevor Baker 2nd, about 5 cars back in the corner, about 10 back on the straightaway. No pressure at all for Shirts right now, out front by himself. Baker slips up a little bit, gives Shirts even more of an advantage. Halfway at the line. 5 laps down, 5 to go in this heat race number 1 for the Pro Late Models. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is New Era Bash, race number 5 for the Dirt Series. Tonight we have Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models and Refuge Call Company Midgets on deck. Torn Shirts riding out front, just hanging out by himself. Trevor Baker in the 24 2nd, Dylan Petty in the 5 3rd, Bob Gullickson 4th, and Derek Fedkenauer 5th. 2 laps to go this time by for Torn Shirts. Sharks get the white flag right here. Down the backstretch. Easily will win this 10-lap heat race. Checker flag is out. Torn Shirts your winner. Trevor Baker second. Dylan Petty third. Bob Gullickson fourth. And Derek Fedkenhauer rounds out your 5-car field in that heat race. Craig Gullickson on the pole for this race. Dylan Thomas second. Corey Whitworth third, and Kyle Vohringer rounds out the field in the 0-1 car. Green flag's out. Heat race number 2, 10 laps. Gullickson with the early advantage. Dylan Thomas hot on his tail though. Corey Whitworth third. Kyle Vohringer fourth. Kyle was the quickest of the Pro Late models earlier, so we'll see if he can come through this field. Gullickson out front by himself. Single file pretty much all the way through the field now. Nobody under attack from anybody else really, just single file riding, trying to feel the track out. Halfway this time by, 5 laps down, 5 laps to go. Vohringer looks like he wants to put pressure on Corey Whitworth for third, just can't do anything with him. Whitworth also taking a peek under Dylan Thomas, just can't get there. Track's still not really broken in, still one lane, and you can see it here. Hopefully once we get the races underway, they'll develop a second groove, make the track a little more racy. This heat race all pretty even. Vohringer hit the wall a couple times, so he's back a little bit, but for the most part, they all stayed pretty much the same gap all the way through the whole race. White flag this time by for Craig Gullickson out front in the heat race in the 07. Dylan Thomas second. Corey Whitworth third, and Kyle Vohringer rounds out the field. Thomas stayed within about 3 car lengths of Gullix in the whole heat race. So this race here, these guys might be the group to watch. Their lap times were significantly quicker than the other race. So see how that ends up. Trouble right at the end. Looks like Whitworth lost it coming off of turn 4. So that'll conclude our heat race action tonight for the Refuge Call Company Midgets and the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models. Feature races will start shortly. See, as soon as we get you a lineup for the races, I'll get those out to you. While we're waiting for the features to start, we will play the national anthem. We'll be back shortly.
We salute our troops around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Race is about to get ready to roll here. Midgets are being called to the grid right now. Let's get you a lineup. A main lineup is Richard Murtaugh Jr. in the 10, Jeremy Rucker in the 12, Chad Hanna in the 3, Michael Haman in the 19, and Luke Repsick rounding out the field. Looks like Repsic still having issues with this connection. He will not make the call. A little bit of a lap and a half of hot laps. Let the field feel out how the track feels now that the rest of the heat races ran after them, and then we'll line back up and get ready to go green. Going green in turn 4. 20 laps the distance for the Refuge Call Company Midgets. Green flag's out, we're racing. Trouble already. Haman and Rucker. Green flag's back out. Out front, Murtaugh. Rucker. Then Haman. Hannah rounding out the field. Hannah well off pace compared to everybody else. He's more than a half second off pace. Rucker seems to be giving Murtaugh a good run right now, though. Looking to the outside of him right now, coming off turn 4. Murtaugh gets a little more sideways than he wanted to. Here comes Rucker to his outside down the straightaway. He's there. Murtaugh moves up, shuts the door. Rucker puts it down low, clears him off of turn 4. Murtaugh pulls back below. Rucker pulls a crazy wheelie, has to pedal it. That allows Haman to come back to his outside. Murtaugh out front. Haman and Rucker battling for second. Rucker is quick. If he can get back to Murtaugh, I think he'll give him a good run. He's looking under Haman for second right now. Contact between the two. Haman goes up the track. Rucker continues on in second. Murtaugh out front by about a quarter of a straightaway now. Those of you just joining us, this is the Refuge Call Company Midgets A Main tonight with the Dirt Series. New Era Bash race number 5 at USA. Murtaugh out front still. Rucker, Haman, Hannah. Your field for this Midget A Main. Rucker trying to find a line. Haman looks down low. Side by side off 4. Rucker with the advantage. Haman looking under Rucker again. Side by side down into 3. Haman clears him. Pulls up in line. We'll see what Rucker can do. See if he can get back by him. Out front, all by himself, Richard Murtaugh Jr. in the 10 car. Murtaugh's quick time is a 22.887. Rucker just ran a 22.841. Fast time overall was a 22.214 by Murtaugh. Rucker with a 22.418. Haman right there with a 4.27. And Chad Hanna 22.783. Murtaugh is checked out now. He is gone. Haman and Rucker battling for second. Rucker hits the outside wall very, very hard down the straightaway. Murtaugh out front on cruise control by about a half a straightaway now over Haman, Rucker, and Hannah. Haman slips up a little bit, allows Rucker to get back underneath him coming through 1 and 2. Rucker gets a little loose coming off of 2. Haman pulls back away by about 6 car lengths. Five laps to go this time by. It's like Richard Murtaugh out front. Got a little sideways, just about hit the inside wall. Hit the grass, got the car completely just about facing backwards. Pedaled it and kept going. Had a big enough cushion out front that it didn't really affect him any. He's back on cruise control. Should be 2 to go this time by. 2 laps to go out front, Richard Murtaugh. Michael Haman second, Jeremy Rucker third, and Chad Hanna rounds out the field for the Refuge Call Company Midgets. White flag this time by. White flag is in the air for the 10 car, Richard Murtaugh. Coming through 3 and 4 now, Richard Murtaugh cruises to victory. Dominating win. Awesome donuts to cross the line. Michael Haman finishes second. Rucker finishes third. Chad Hanna fourth. See if we can grab a quick word with Richard. Your winner of the Refuge Call Company Midgets, Richard Murtaugh. Richard, how are you, man?
Pretty good. Oh my God, that was a workout there.
Yeah, those cars, I haven't driven them, but man, they look like they're a handful.
Yeah, they're pretty stressful. Friggin' that whole race, I was battling, trying to figure out where to run, and that incident went away there late in that run. I didn't expect that.
I saw you get down a little bit low and lose it there. You got lucky. You had a big enough lead to collect it and drive back on without incident and without losing the lead, but a little bit hairy for you, huh?
Yeah, I got too low there, and I clipped that little bit of grass there.
Well, awesome job, man. Good job on the win. Anybody you want to thank?
No. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it, and see you in Victory Lane sometime soon.
Yeah,
Richard Murtaugh, winner of tonight's Refuge Call Company Midget feature. Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models up to bat next. They are getting ready to hit the grid, and we will get them lined up here in just a moment and go green. Looks like they've got some hot laps. A main lineup for the Pro Late Models. Your A main lineup will be Torrin Shirts in the 33, Craig Gullickson in the 07, Trevor Baker in the 24, Dylan Thomas in the 11, Dylan Petty in the 5, Corey Whitworth in the 69, Bob Gullickson in the 27, Kyle Vohringer in the 01, and Derek Fedkenhauer rounding out your field in 9th in the 86 car. Going green this time by. Green flag's out. Craig Gullickson gets a good jump. Clears Torrin Shirts going into 1. Trevor Baker in trouble. Looks like Bob Gullickson tried to go down through the grass, made contact with Baker, sent him spinning. Going green this time by. 40 laps the distance for these Pro Late models. Torn shirts out front with Craig Gullickson. See if Gullickson can get a good run again. Green flag's out. Gullickson indeed does clear shirts going into turn 1. Good battle up front between the 11 of Dylan Thomas and the 33 of Shirts for second. Also Baker right there with them. Throw a blanket over the top 3 cars right now. Nose to tail through the corner with Baker right behind them. Shirts right there putting pressure on Gullickson for the lead. Still top 4 cars separated by very little. Third place Kyle Vollringer about 6 cars back from 4th place Baker. Still no change. Everybody's still pretty much nose to tail. Shirts right there putting pressure on Gullickson though. It's like Baker looking underneath of the 11 of Thomas right now. Can't pull off the pass. Contact between the front 2 cars. Shirts got into the back of Gullickson just a little bit. Baker slides up the track. He'll lose lots of ground to the top 3 now. He's all the way back with Vollringer, about a half straightaway back. Baker looks like he's got his hands full right now. He is up the track, down the track. He's sliding all over. You know, the funny thing is, interviewing Richard Murtaugh after the midget feature, he said the bottom line wasn't there anymore. Well, these guys are still running it, so it's come back in for them. Out front, the 07 Craig Gullickson. Torn shirts right there with him. Shirts drives in a little deeper than Gullickson. Gets his nose right there, checks up to keep running into the back of him. Driving like a true gentleman racer. Shirts right there with Gullickson again. About a half a car length separating the 2 coming off turn 2. Shirts runs a little bit different line. See how it works out. He ran up about a half a car higher than Gullickson did that time in 3 and 4. And 1 and 2. Gullickson with the left front right down in the grass. Shirts up about a half a car higher than that. This time Shirts gets way up high. See if it works for him. gets a big run up off the corner. Just doesn't seem like it's any faster than running the bottom right now. Schertz runs the high line again, about 3/4 of the way up the track. Gullickson right on the bottom with the left front down through the grass just about. Schertz still about 2 car lengths back off of Gullickson in the 07. Schertz still right there in Gullickson's tail. You've got Gullickson in the 07, Schertz in the 33, Dylan Thomas in the 11, Trevor Baker in the 24. And looks like Kyle Vohringer in the 01. Bob Gullickson in the 27 and Derek Fedkenauer in the 86 rounds out the field. Halfway this time by. Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models on track right now for their A main. Good battle out front right now between Craig Gullickson in the 07 and Torrin Schertz in the 33. Once again, folks, if you could do us a favor and go to patreon.com/NoBreaksTV. Check that out. That's where you could donate and help us keep this program going. So check that out for us. That is patreon.com/NoBreaksTV. Schertz right there on Gullickson now. Schertz runs the high line. Gullickson still putting it down low. Lost a little bit of ground through 1 and 2 that time. Gets a big run that time. He lost a little bit of ground going in, but closed coming out of the corner. Gullickson hits the inside wall. Schertz has nowhere to go, gets into the back of him, lets him regain it. They both carry on, but that's going to allow Gullickson to pull away a little bit. top groove definitely working its way in now. You can see it. Shirts running up there, making it work on the outside where Gullickson still staying close to the bottom. See how that affects the race here in the next couple laps. Shirts just can't close the deal. Gets right there and just can't do anything with Gullickson. Gullickson just a little bit quicker. Shirts back within about 2 car lengths after the incident a few laps ago. Right there on Gullickson's bumper, looking to the outside now. Gullickson gets a better run off. Shirts tucks back in line. Takes the high line, has to check up a little bit, keep running Gullickson over. 10 laps to go this time by. 30 laps down, 10 to go in this 40-lap feature. Shirts puts a little bit of a bumper to Gullickson that time by. Coming down the backstretch, about a car and a half separates them. Gullickson has his car right against that inside wall in 3 and 4. Shirts puts his car up high going through 1 and 2 again. Gets a big run off the corner, but Gullickson gets an even bigger run and just can't do anything. Can't close the door. Shirts about a 1/10 of a second quicker. That last lap ran a 22.132 to Gullickson's 22.232. Gullickson picks it up that time with a 22.155. The Shirts is 22.333. And you can see it on track as he pulls away by about 2 or 3 car lengths now. 5 laps to go this time by for Craig Gullickson off of turn 4. Shirt's going to try everything he can to get to his bumper. Gullickson all the way down in the grass now. Bob Gullickson stopped on the backstretch. Caution flags out for the 27 of Gullickson. That right there might be a game changer for Craig Gullickson though. Get Shirts right behind him. Anything can happen here and we'll see what happens. If Craig Gullickson, it's going to be a single file restart as well. If Craig Gullickson can get a good jump here, I think he can hold off Shirts, but Shirts is a little bit quicker on the short run, I believe. On the long run, Gullickson stays more consistent. Five laps to go in this race. We'll see if Shirts has anything for Gullickson out front, or if even Dylan Thomas can come in here and squeak one out on the two of them. So, see what happens. Green flag's out. Gullickson with a good jump. Shirts back about 3 cars. Here comes Dylan Thomas to the inside. Vollringer, Baker, Fedkenhauer all making contact in the back. Trouble in the back now. Fedkenhauer and Gullickson. Yellow flag's out for Fedkenhauer spinning down the backstretch. Still 5 to go. Green flag's out. Gullickson still with a pretty decent advantage, about 2 cars going into 1. Shirts right there. Oh, contact between the 11 of Thomas and Shirts. Shirts will go around coming out of turn 2. Heartbreak for the 33 and the 11 that were running 2nd and 3rd. Torn Shirts and Dylan Thomas to the rear now. That puts Trevor Baker 2nd, Kyle Vollringer 3rd, Gullickson, Craig Gullickson still out front in the 07. Vollringer's car got heavy damage on the front. We'll see if he can do anything with it. Fedkenhauer 4th. Fedkenhauer also with heavy damage. Green flag's out. Gullickson back out to a big lead once again, about 5 cars. No pressure out front for Gullickson. Gullickson hits the inside wall. Baker staying right with him now. About 3 car lengths back to Baker. Two laps to go this time by. Gullickson still leading over Baker, Vollringer, and Shirts all the way back up to 4th from last on the restart after being involved in a caution. White flag's out. Gullickson, no pressure. Baker 2nd, Shirts in 3rd. That's how they'll finish. Gullickson, Baker, Shirts, Vollringer. our winner tonight in the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models, Craig Gullickson. Craig, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good, man. Led the whole race and really uncontested. I mean, Torrin got to your back bumper a couple times, just couldn't do anything with you.
Oh yeah, I was really worried there. I could see him back there.
Yeah, there were a couple times I watched you catch the inside wall, and I mean, it really didn't slow you down much, and you stayed pretty much on the bottom throughout the whole race. I mean, did it stay pretty consistent down there, or was it starting to fade?
I think it was going away. I didn't have a gear to run up top there. I was banging the chip really bad coming in. So I knew I didn't have the motor to go out there, so I just tried to hit my marks on the bottom.
Well, good job, man. Anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, my team, Understeer Motorsports. They're sponsoring the modifieds for these shows, but decided to bring out the late models tonight.
Awesome job, man. I think you led flag to flag. I don't think anybody got by you at all.
Yeah, no.
A lot of.
Well, congratulations, man. Look forward to seeing you in Victory Lane some more. That's Craig Gullickson, 07, winner of the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Bring in second place Trevor Baker. Trevor finished second tonight. Good job, man.
Hey, thanks a lot. It's a one-lane racetrack there, and it is hard to pass all night long.
Yeah, everybody pretty much stuck to the bottom. Only person I really saw go to the outside any was Torrin. And I mean, every time he did, he lost ground, but there were times where it looked like it was going to start coming in and just never did.
No, you just got to have all the leaders there. I'm thankful I got this second place that Torrin and 11, they got messed up there on that restart, and I just kind of dodged my way on the outside there, so I kind of looked in the second.
Well, good job tonight, man. Anybody you want to thank?
Just the teammates there at Midwest Racing Development. We kind of got this late model program working pretty good. We just keep hoping to rack off some wins and some podiums.
Well, good job tonight, man. We'll hope to see you again here pretty quick.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
That's Trevor Baker, second place finisher in the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models. Let's grab third place, number 33, Torrin Shirts. Torrin, tough break there for you running second. Had a little tangle with the 11, but came back to third.
I had a fast car all night. I really could have got Craig there a little bit. I just wanted to race it as clean as I could, and just kind of sucks when something like that happens on a restart.
Yeah, I noticed a couple times watching there, you got a bumper to him, and you got into him once or twice, and then there was a time he hit the inside wall, and you checked up, and even on the broadcast, I said, you know, that's a gentleman racer right there. Most guys keep their foot right in it and spin you around, and you didn't. You know, you allowed him to regain it, and wanted to run them clean, and then had something like that happen on a restart. So good job coming back through the field, though.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, he had a fast car, that's for sure. I just wish this track was a little wider. I could get something to almost work on the outside. It just wouldn't stick quite right. I think you called that with Trevor there.
Yeah, it looked like every time you went up there, it looked like you'd get a good run in and through the center, and just up off the corner, they'd pull you back away. So looked like you were struggling there, but I mean, overall, come back from wrecking with 5 to go and coming back through and finishing third. Can't really complain about that, huh?
Oh, not at all. I mean, I got to thank, you know, my Midwest Racing Development team here, and Dirt Series for putting this on, and you guys, No Breaks TV, for broadcasting this. This really is a great program.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it. Anybody else you want to thank?
Just about did it there.
Alrighty, man. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again here pretty quick. That's Torrin Shirts, driver the number 33 in the Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models tonight. Third place finisher. So that'll wrap it up here for tonight for No Brakes TV Dirt Series. I want to thank the sponsors of Dirt Series, Midwest Racing Development, Finish First Designs. You need any paint jobs, overlays, websites, graphics, anything like that, contact Finish First Designs. Great people over there. Understeer Motorsports and Refuge Call Company for coming on board and sponsoring the midgets tonight. One more time, go check out patreon.com/No Brakes TV for us. Go check that out. Share it to all your friends. Get us some views on there. Next event for us will be the Maritime iRacing League on Wednesday night. Looks like that race will be from New Smyrna, I believe. Trying to check. New Smyrna on Wednesday night. I will not be here. I am actually going to check out some racing at East Bay Raceway Park for the Winter Nationals, so somebody will be announcing in my place. Other than that, we'll see you back here next Monday night. I believe it'll be New Era Bash Race 6 for the Dirt Series. See where that race is going to be. That race is going to be, looks like Lanier Speedway next week with the Understeer Motorsports Modifieds for 50 laps and double points. Midwest Racing Development Pro Late Models on tap for 30 laps again. And these street stocks joining them for 25 laps next week at Lanier Speedway with the Dirt Series. I think that just about covers everything for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Look forward to seeing everybody again sometime soon. I'm your announcer, Phil Ellis, signing off for No Brakes TV. Thank you, everybody.